Oh my goodness. It has been a long time. A whole heck of a long time. What the heck? Okay. I can't make this any bigger. Alright. Well. Wow. This is a trip, isn't it? Oh, I don't like the custom cursor. Feels like it's just leaning a little bit. Well. The nostalgia, I suppose, is quite something. Really, I'm just kind of overwhelmed with, not overwhelmed. I really like this feeling of just sort of being back here. Doing the normal stuff once more. And then the music. Music really makes it. So I suppose it means that it's time for me to do another update. The things I've been doing lately have been pretty intensive, to the point where I kind of don't really have much of a life anymore. Because, I mean, if you know me, I am a workaholic. I work myself constantly because there's always stuff that I want to do. There's always more that can be done. I can always be doing better, be doing more, and if I ever not working on something, I feel just like a waste of space. Which is very terrible, and leads me to overworking myself and then leaving me with nothing to do and nowhere to go, and just sort of kind of dropping everything, I suppose. That's not a good place to be. It's not something you should be doing. I have moved completely away from gaming because I'm not even really sure why I started doing it in the first place. Other than, I guess, just like everyone else wanted to play video games. And, oh, hey, there we go. I was playing video games, and I guess now I'm not. Another important thing is that I did attempt to do Twitch for a while. That didn't really work out. The thing is that I kind of like the ability to do stuff live, because you don't have to worry about stuff and you can just sort of go. But at the same time, it's, I don't know. The thing about live streaming is that you have to maintain focus with an audience. Not just interacting, but also, you know, being entertaining. And I, for one, am not entertaining. I don't have an interest in character, or, you know, I'm not putting on a show, and it's fine. I would not watch any of my content. The only stuff that I do like was some of the Overwatch stuff that was overly edited, kind of had some animations in there and stuff. Mainly the music and how that kind of ties together, but that is very specifically something that I like out of content and different things, so not for everyone. So yeah, moving away from doing gaming and whatnot, I am doing other content. You've seen I'm doing, wanted to do podcasts, but that wasn't really working. Mainly because, just like with everything, you need other people to do stuff with. And I've been doing Dungeons and Dragons RPG stuff. I don't really like D&D. I don't really like the system, and how I run it is very different. And it's one of those things where it's so different. Why do you even bother using the system? You know, when you homebrew so much. Oh, wow, oops. And that's where I'm at. So, you know, what I do is so different that it doesn't even really make sense to call it D&D. So what I do is role-playing, but in a different sense, where I set stuff up, I talk, I do, you know, visuals and stuff. I tell a story and let people play and interact, and that's what RPGs are. Interactive improvisation and storytelling. Does this use up stuff? It does. Oh my goodness, it uses up so much! Alright, never doing that again. Yeah, I saw this stuff over here, so it's like, but unfortunately, that's the only content that I currently have on my channel is the Dungeons and Dragons, because I'm not reading as much anymore, which is really what I want to get back into, because I do like reading stuff, and also my parents like that I'm reading stuff. You know, I've got the Bible and stuff, but I'm also doing and read for my dad, because that was his childhood. But I want to do some other stuff as well. I'd actually like to maybe get into doing more videos, sort of like a body video type thing. Just reading more books and whatnot, I think would be fun. So. Anyways. Oh, it gets really dry when I talk, and I need constant water. Unfortunately, I have extremely small bladder, which means during my sessions I have to run to the bathroom quite often, because I am the one talking the most. And here I am now, talking once again. I'm not really sure what to call this, because I don't know if this is sort of a podcast. This is more like a heart-to-heart, I feel like. This is when I sort of step back from everything and just sort of tell it how it really is. And that's sort of how it's always been. I don't remember how exactly it started, but I remember... Oh, I remember now. Basically, I was kind of fed up and tired with trying to do popular games and, you know, being the YouTuber, you know, where you have to maintain continuity and do what's, you know, in the, I guess, mainstream media? Whatever what's popular, basically you have to keep doing that stuff in order to stay within the system. I got tired of that. Mainly, I think I got tired of Overwatch, just because it's hard to play without friends and whatnot. And so what I did is I booted up this, and I was like, yeah, this is what you get. Yeah, I'm playing Bejeweled. Because this is fun. This is what I like. I actually really like Minesweeper as well. I should probably play some Minesweeper. I did play some Minesweeper streaming once, but I mean, I don't imagine I'll do a Minesweeper series or anything, but you never know. I think that's just sort of how it started, is that I just played Bejeweled, and I was playing by myself. And I don't know, I feel like the typical usual self like solo solo let's play, I'm not sure how else to describe it, sort of has faded away. I mean, we still have people like Markiplier, and I mean, people will stick around for Markiplier because he's Markiplier. But I don't know if it's really what's popular anymore. But not that I really know anything. The thing is that I just kind of started talking, and I was, just sort of shooting the shit, I guess, for a little bit, talking about different random stuff and the situation. And then, ever since that kind of one instance, I started doing that again. I think I've done this maybe 2 or 3 other times. Because I really hate when people, and you know what, I'll just go ahead and say it, specifically like Vanoss does this thing where they'll do an announcement at the beginning of a video, and it's super annoying because yes, if you really want to get people's attention, that's what you do. You know for certain that they're going to be watching this video. However, the whole point of making a YouTube video is replayability, and when you make it so that you're putting in information that isn't going to be viable or interesting or informational after a certain amount of time, why are you doing that? And it's just sort of annoying me. So I do these little Bejeweled things where I'm, giving a situation update. I am doing this sort of announcement material where I'm talking. I don't know if it's necessarily therapeutic as much as it is informational, because the reason why I'm doing this is to sort of catch up and discuss what's going on, what's happened so far. I mean, nothing in my normal life has really changed much, but I really do want to be continuing to pursue things and whatnot. So yeah, that's the main reason why I'm doing this today, right now, because I want to discuss things and so forth. And I've been meaning to do this for a while, and I get so busy, and it's annoying. It really is. Because I do this, I will continue to do this, I know. But, yeah. So, I think what I need to do is sort of maintain a certain amount of activity, but also kind of start focusing on what I want to do, what's important. Been watching a lot of different things, been listening to podcasts, people talking about how they got started and whatnot. And, that's really what it comes down to, is this sort of situation where you can get to some point, but you know, if you never start, you'll never get there. So you need to just go for it, basically. I was listening to Distractible Podcast, which is Mark, Bob, and Wade, Lord Minion 777, Mice Skirm, and Markiplier. And they were talking about different stuff, and you know, they're pretty good. The unfortunate thing is that they stopped doing the videos on YouTube. The reason for that is because the podcast world doesn't accept YouTube views as actual views. So, yeah. Which I can understand, but at the same time, I don't understand why they aren't just continuing to do it. If it doesn't mean anything, why stop? So that's infuriating for me, because you know, I have YouTube Premium. I'm able to download the podcast for free and watch them on my phone. Now I can't do that anymore. So, and this is the thing that I'm constantly experiencing, is that and it's not so much role models as much as it is just sort of experiencing and seeing other people, but learning as a consumer what people are doing right and what people are doing wrong. And I find that that's something that they are doing wrong. And for a while, when I was first getting started, I didn't really have constant media. I mean, now I do. It's the D&D, which I don't know. I think is very situational, or not situational, but conditional, I suppose. I can't think of the proper word, but basically meaning that it's not for everyone. But the interesting thing is that because I have been uploading regularly, 3 times a week, basically, I have been slowly getting progress. Whereas before I only had like 40 or 50 subscribers, because they were specifically people that I knew that I said, hey, I have a YouTube channel, please subscribe to it, or I would let people know I have a YouTube channel, and they say, oh, really? I would love to watch the videos, or I will subscribe because I'm your friend and whatnot. Basically, a lot of... I felt like they weren't genuine because it was literally me setting them up. So, and I'm not saying that like genuine subscribers are people that find it like normally or whatnot, because it's the content that they're looking for and they get it. But more of the fact of, you know, if it's me telling you to go do it or whatnot, it doesn't mean as much. And it's one of those things where I don't know if this will make sense at all, but basically the idea of, if you tell someone specifically what you want as a present, and then they get it for you, it doesn't mean as much. Not to say that you're not thankful for it, but being able to get something... Ah, are you kidding? Come on. I'm not done yet. Actually, I should do the date, huh? Just do the date. There we go. It's pretty big. Okay, let's go again. I like how the background gets like progressively more and more damaged. Kind of burnt, I suppose, but not quite the same. Anyways. Basically the idea of if you give someone a list of like things that you want for your birthday or for Christmas or whatever, and then they get something for you, it's like, okay, yeah, cool, thank you. Like, I appreciate it. It was expected, but, you know. But when someone gets you something randomly, and this is the main reason why I don't like gift-giving holidays, or sort of holidays in general, of like, oh, this one specific day, this is your day. We're gonna do everything for you today. This is your day. We're gonna go out of your way to. If you like and appreciate people, why can't you do it every day? And I'm not saying like, oh, I want stuff every day, but legitimately, like, if you know, why would you not get your mother, you know, a really nice gift every other day of the week? Why, if you legitimately love and cherish her, why can't you get her things normally? Right? Why do you have to wait? Why do you have to wait for the specific day in order to make it happen? You know, so, and this is probably just me, but it's a thing that's sort of confusing and kind of irritating at the same time, where, you know, I love people. I want to do nice stuff for them, and it doesn't have to be a special occasion, you know, it doesn't have to be for any reason, you know. If I want to do something nice for you, it's not because I have a crush on you. It could just be because I am a nice person, or because I think you're pretty cool and I legitimately think that you would like this, or because that you have an interest in this thing and I randomly saw it and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Let me, yeah, do this for that person. I don't know. I'm random. Obviously, that's what I do. But the idea of sort of targeted advertising and also specifically saying, hey, come subscribe to my channel. Yeah, I don't know, it feels disingenuous. But anyways, getting back to my original point. I didn't really have many subscribers. I think I had 40 or maybe 50 of people that I specifically said, hey, come subscribe to me. Now I'm back. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I have 100 subscribers now. And that's kind of, and again, it's this thing of like, oh, why are you celebrating the, you know, the milestone? Are you not appreciative of those other 999 subscribers? Why does the 10,000th one mean something? You know, and actually yesterday I had 101 and now I'm back down to 100 today. So, you know, it's this thing where I think like this content is working, but also at the same time, I'm really concerned that, well, partly of why are these people here? You know, are they here for the D&D content? Well, good, because I will be continuing that. But are they here for something else? Are they just here to support me? Is there something else that I can or could do that would be more interesting, that, you know, maybe they would enjoy better, or could get more subscribers? I don't know. But these are the things that I think about. These are the things that I guess, worry about? Because, and this is a thing that I've had my entire life, I don't want people to like me for something that I am not. And I also don't want people to hate me for something that I'm not. because I have legitimately been misunderstood my entire life. I've had people hate me or love me because of reasons that had nothing to do with me. Because they simply saw something in me that legitimately was not there. But people get these visions and ideas in their head, and whether you are treated as low as dirt or put up on a pedestal, they both hurt. Because it means that, you know, if they hate you, well, there's nothing you can do about it. And if they love you, then they love you for something that you aren't. And I would say that honestly hurts more. Because if people hate you for something that you're not, well, you know you're not that, you know? People think you're a jerk or a, you know, a sexist or womanizer or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not trying to get into that. The thing is that people will always think, say, or do whatever that they're going to do. It doesn't really matter what the actual truth is. So, you might as well just do what you're going to do, enjoy what you're going. Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay.
Excellent.
I think what I'm trying to say is that I forgot. No. The important thing to remember is you gotta focusing on yourself usually seems like a selfish thing to do, but it's good to be selfish. It is healthy to think about yourself and consider your own health and wants and needs and all this stuff. I don't. I very much put other people first. I do all this stuff not to bother people or specifically to appease them. And there are like 100 reasons why. But the main thing to remember is, you know, whatever is going on, whatever is happening, you gotta do the things that you like. You gotta have time for yourself. And I guess sort of focus on what's important, maintain that sort of stuff. I want to make stories, and I'm sort of compromising with this D&D stuff because it's active. It's now. It's, you know, people are happy. I want to write books and stories. And, you know, people will always say, if you didn't have to worry about, you know, living or money, like, what would you want to do? Okay, well, then you should put all your energy and effort towards that and do that for your job, for your life. The problem with writing stories is that you need a publisher. And, you know, I could put it on Amazon or whatever. The problem is that even if I wrote an extremely good book, how would anyone know? No one would know. And, you know, I guess at the same time, how would anyone ever know about anyone or anything's, you know, material or whatnot until it was eventually discovered? So it makes sense in a way that, you know, I guess you kind of just got to go for it. And I've been doing lots of different auditions for voice acting and whatnot. And I don't know if I want to do voice acting. It's just, people are like, oh man, you've got such a good voice. Have you ever voice acted anything? And I'm like, no, because people don't ask me. People are just constantly assuming things. Like, oh. I'm sorry. I think that's one of the few times that I've actually legitimately been upset at something. It feels good to vocalize it. And again, the idea behind doing these videos isn't to be therapeutic. But in a way, it is. It's cathartic, is what it is. It's not necessarily intentional, but it is what it is, and what it is me talking through things, talking things out. You know, working through stuff. I'm not just explaining or, you know, I always say that I'm no good at talking about things, but what I can do is explain. And I can explain in great detail for, you know, on it. I can ramble till the end of time. But, you know, there is something to be said about actually saying something out loud, to actually understanding and accepting it. So, and it's sort of related to what people do when they write stuff down in school. You know, the reason why you take notes in school, or, you know, are required to take notes in school nowadays, is not so much to help you look back on stuff and learn it. It's that actually writing it down physically, the act of taking the information in your eyeballs and your ears and, you know, writing it down makes it a bit more real. If you can figure out a way for you to understand and explain it and define it, it will actually, you know, not make more sense, but you actually translating it helps you, relate to it better, understand. I don't know if I'm explaining that super well, but basically, even if you don't use notes, it is good to physically be doing it. And that's the reason why the teaching has multiple different things. You know, there's visual, there's audio, and then there's, I forget what the word is, but like interacting and writing, that sort of stuff. I legitimately had forgotten what I was talking about, and I've actually been getting better at that. Oh, I got upset about people assuming stuff. I guess I'll just sort of jump back a bit and go back to my point about streaming and making YouTube videos and, you know, all this stuff that I want to do in life being gated by the fact that in order for any of it to succeed, I need to have been known about already. So, and this is a thing that I have noticed in just about everything, that if you want to succeed, you need to know people, you need to have connections, you need to have a community, have a following, you know, all this stuff. Excuse me. I burped banana and I was like, what the heck was the last time I have a banana? I literally have a banana peel on my desk right now. I also don't burp audibly very often, so apologies for that. And that was the main thing that I hated about Twitch, is that the only way to grow is by already have grown, which doesn't make any sense and is stupid, which is why they do stuff like, what's it? Is it like HoloLive or something? It basically, you get sponsored. And YouTube was sort of doing that for a while. and you know they still have front page stuff of related to whatever you were looking at, or just randomly what's popular. You know, the thing is that if you're not popular, then you don't get shared, and you can't get popular unless you are shared. So it's this, and I'm not sure. I don't think it's like capitalism, but basically the people that get bigger stay bigger. You know, that is capitalism. But basically, this idea of kind of backwards thinking is, I don't know. It's frustrating, but it's legitimately what it is, how it works. So you have to learn how to play the system, and I'm not really sure how to do that. And wow, that was a big one. But that's literally the best that you could possibly do, unless you get like a chain or something. I think what I have to do is, you know, interact with people more, do more collaborations, you know, get in touch with people. The problem is that I've gotten so tired of that, because I put in so much time, effort, and energy into doing stuff with other people, and I get nothing back. I work really hard. I spend so much time and money, and it's just, it doesn't pan out. It doesn't go anywhere. And it's just like, oh, well, yeah, that was one bad experience. Well, don't let that ruin it for you. You gotta keep going. And that is legitimately my perspective. You know, that's my advice to people, is like, don't let this one thing ruin it for you for the rest of time. You know, the reason why memories mean so much is because we can, you know, they were what they were, but we don't just let them stay memories. We keep going. We keep making more memories. You know, you enjoy those memories, right? So don't just stay with that. Don't just live in the past. Share those memories, by all means, but also keep making more. You know, you enjoy memories, so why not make more memories? And a bunch of other stuff. And it's this sort of mentality of like, yeah, you know what? Go for it. You know, and a bunch of other stuff. But basically, I don't know. I guess going back to the point of I need to keep going. I need to stop. It's just annoying, and it's set up in this way that if I want to do anything, if I want to, it's just irritating, and I don't know what to do, and I don't know where to go or how to progress. And people are like, "Oh, just work on it." Sorry. And I'm not even playing the game. Also, it's really interesting because I am a very terrible multitasker, which is why in my podcasts I don't do anything except have a blank screen, because I'm legitimately just talking. And when I'm running my game, sometimes there's just sort of gaps of air because I'm talking, or I'm thinking of something, or I'm working on something, I'm setting up new music or something. So it's really interesting that I'm able to play this and keep talking. I guess because it's super simple. I don't know. I think if I played Minesweeper, I probably won't be able to talk as much. But I am also just sort of talking to myself. Well, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys. What I'm trying to say is that this game really doesn't slow down any of my thought process. And there is something to be said for actually doing something while trying to talk. Because, you know, the whole walking and talking thing of being able to focus on different parts so that, you know, if your brain is just sort of casually active, then you can focus on stuff better. And that is true, which is why I've noticed that I actually do better work at, you know, my day job, basically. If I am listening to music or something, usually not music. Usually music kind of distracts me and gets me focused and hyped. And podcasts during specifically long and boring projects like painting or whatnot. But if I need to work on something, if I need to focus on something, I need something in the background that I can ignore legitimately, because if I'm not ignoring something else, then I end up you know, being distracted in my mind, and it's one of those things that's very, very casual, very subtle, that you don't really notice it much at all. But it is there. It does happen. And I don't know if this is true for everyone, but it might be something to, you know, take a look at, try stuff. Because I had people at school that are like, oh, I can't play, I can't do my test if I don't have my headphones. The teacher stole headphones because you don't allow headphones during class. I mean my headphones during tests so I can play music so I can focus better. I'm like, what do you mean? I need complete silence in order to do a test. But it's different things for different people, different times, you know, different parts of the body. I need to be able to ignore something in order to actually be focused better. If I'm working on, you know, D&D items or whatnot, I usually have music that I'm listening to. If it's like spoken words, if like someone's singing, or if it's a podcast, I can't, because I'm, you know, my body's translating those into words and definitions and all this other stuff. And basically what happens is, if I have something that I can straight up ignore, then my body isn't spending, you know, time and energy trying to, I guess, entertain myself. Because I am a thinker. I'm an avid thinker, and I just think constantly and go on about different random things, and I would legitimately just sit and stare off and be thinking about stuff all day if I didn't have stuff to be doing. Which is why when I'm working, I usually need something that I can pay attention to, like a podcast of just like someone talking, so that I can actually work. Just something that I kind of picked up when I was spending weeks weeding at different properties. It was just so boring and monotonous that, you know, I was talented enough that I could play music in my own head, but it got to a point where I just needed something, so I would get my own music, and it would distract me, and I'd work better, and, you know, then, you know, it's progressive, and maybe I've accidentally trained myself, but I don't think so. It's just something I kind of discovered randomly. Anywho, I've completely forgotten what the whole purpose of this side tangent was. Here I am saying that I'm better at coming back from my tangents. But, the whole walking and talking thing. Playing this game doesn't distract me. I'm not really sure why I did bring that up originally, other than to maybe just sort of talk about that tangent a little bit. And I mean, I'd like to do more podcasts and whatnot. Those are fun, but I feel like I need people. I think I want to do lore videos or something, because I know lore stuff and whatnot, and I think I might have a voice for it. It's just, I don't know if doing the lore videos is going to be good. And this actually brings me back to my original topic of what should I be doing? Because legitimately right now, what I should be doing, or at least what I think I should be doing, is working on a map for D&D. Because I need maps for D&D. You know, they're moving on to the next area. I need to get stuff set up, and you know, the game can't progress if I don't have the stuff set up. But it's this constant cycle that I do to myself, where I'm constantly working on something. And, you know, once I've completed that, well, on to the next thing. You know, it's to the point where my room has become a mess, and I'm not taking care of myself, both mentally, physically. You know, I've actually gotten a bit pudgy in my lack of, you know, taking care of myself. And, you know, my original thought process was like, oh, I do physical work, that's my exercise. You know, and I do come home at the end of the day and feel terrible and tired and just want to collapse, and that's not good. Especially because I do eat a lot. I bulk up on carbs. I love carbs. But the thing is that using your body isn't training your body, which is why, you know, doing physical exercise is good and all. You know, it is healthy to be out in the sun. You get natural energy from that. You know, eating right, it really depends on whatever you're doing. And if specifically, if you are weight training, sometimes you do need to eat excessive in order to bulk up. The thing is that it's training, so it's something that you do consecutively. You know, you can't just do 100 push-ups one day and then expect to be ripped. If you do 10 push-ups 100 days, well, there you go. You know, it's situational awareness and preparing yourself. I legitimately don't see the next things. Oh, I see now. It's over here. I had to do the thing where I had to defocus and focus in on just the yellow ones, and then just the white ones, and then just the red ones, and then just the blue ones, and then just the green ones. Ah, there it is. I believe this is the only move that I have, other than this one. This one might actually be better. Okay, yeah. It gives me a couple more things. My health is bad. My goals in life aren't in place or properly situated. You know, I'm really struggling to figure out what I should be doing. You know, because if I just, and this has happened, and I've learned this lesson, that if I just stay doing what I'm doing, it will happen forever. And I don't know if this is just me, but specifically, I do know that if I don't do something, if I don't make a change to break myself out of this monotony, it will continue forever. You have to break the cycle. I can't find the next move. Apparently there is a move, and I've like focused out multiple times and I still can't see it. What the heck? Okay. let me go through my process when I'm done. See, let's just focus on the white ones. Okay, so there's a white one here, there's a white one here. They can't do anything. These two are close together, but it's only two. There's no three. Okay, let's focus on the orange ones. There's these three here. Can't do a move to interact them with it. Oh. I found it by accident. Are you kidding me? Okay. I don't even know if I need to describe it anymore. But basically, I like look at all the green ones and I see like, okay, these can't be interacted with. These can't be interacted with. These can't be interacted with. This one, you know. You can't really do anything with them. That was funny. Okay. Are you kidding me? Let's see. I got third place. No, not unless I beat it. I'm not going to keep doing it. What should I be doing? Literally the whole point behind this whole video today. What should I be doing? Where should I be going? What sort of progress should I be making? What should I be situated on? You know? And the terrible thing is that these questions I can't ask anyone other than myself, which is the worst because I am absolutely the worst. I'm the worst at making plans, scheduling things, keeping track of my own business, which is why I'm still working for my dad because, you know, I got out of high school and I guess the next step was going to college. That didn't work. The school was terrible for me. You know, I don't recommend not going to school, but make sure it's going to help you in life. It is going to, you know, get you the skills and what you need because legitimately I didn't learn anything in school. Like it was bad. The only stuff that I learned from school was the stuff that I went home and studied myself and made myself learn. Mostly self-taught through books and whatnot. And, you know, getting to see it in action, I suppose. But more of what I learned at school was life lessons. But the bad ones, not the ones, you know, socializing and whatnot. Except my socializing was bad. Anyways. See, if I do these in order, then I can get to do all of them. But once I got out, I dropped out of college because it just wasn't doing anything for me. And then I think like the next day, Dad was like, all right, just get ready and you're going into work with me. And I've been going to work with him ever since. And the only reason why I haven't quit going to that work and like actually pursuing a different job or doing something else or leaving home is because I'm afraid of, you know, what's going to happen to him because he is getting older and, you know, without me, he's not able to do stuff anymore. Not just that he can't like go up and down stairs anymore, but, you know, if I leave, who's going to do all the grunt work? Because it's literally just me and him. And, you know, I was working in the dump trailer this morning and I got my foot caught and I was hanging out the side in a position where I was legitimately concerned if I was actually going to be able to get myself out. Not because I didn't have the physical strength to do it, but because I was dangling in a precarious situation where if I just sort of let myself fall, it's gonna hurt and I might possibly injure myself quite bad. But I didn't know how to like pick myself back up. You know, it's like when someone attempts to jump over a fence and then they get snagged on the fence. It was a situation like that, you know. Obviously, I'll be able to get out of there, but you know, eventually. But I legitimately wasn't sure if I was going to need to, you know, pull out my phone and call someone because I'm just sort of dangling here. But you know, I worry about my own health only for the sake of others, and that's not a good place to be. It's really baffling, you know, that why do we not think about stuff until it's like necessary, you know? Does that make any sense at all? It's like really surprising of how you don't think about stuff or don't consider, not that we're just taking stuff for advantage, like that happens, but also the idea of, you know, if you don't do it, it won't happen. I don't know. I don't even remember where I was going with that, other than I think my health and safety and my dad's and working for him and whatnot. But getting back to the topic of I need to be in charge of myself. I need to do stuff that I want, I need, and you know, make stuff happen. You know, I used to be in this situation where I had tons of money and I was like, oh, I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I'm not going to buy anything. Meanwhile, I'm still living with hand-me-down clothes and shoes that are flapping out from the bottom. And I just got new shoes because they were my dad's old shoes that he was thinking of throwing away. Meanwhile, the shoes that I currently wearing are like considerably worse quality, and it's not like any statement against him, like, oh, he's not paying for my shoes or whatnot. Like, my old shoes were his old work shoes as well, and he just upgraded because he got new and better style of shoes, like different make and whatnot. They had better support for him and whatnot, so he was just getting rid of his old shoes. But I mean, and this is something that's kind of in our family, that we like using stuff that's you know, we like to make the most use out of everything. So that's not the point that I'm trying to make. It's and he said this to me, like, if you want shoes, you can get yourself better shoes. And I'm like, yeah, I could, and I haven't. I legitimately have not like gone online and looked for like a decent shoe like he did, because I don't think it a considerable priority. What I do think of more priority is like doing the dishes and like making sure that the house is nice and clean for, you know, everyone else, doing all this other stuff. I don't spend money unless it's in preparation for making other people happy. And there's been like multiple instances where there's like been something that I really wanted that I thought was super cool that I didn't do, or I didn't get for myself because I held off because I felt, one, I have terrible self-worth, so I don't feel like I deserve anything, but also because I felt like if I do this for myself, well, then how come I don't do this for other people? I don't know. I'm doing the thing again where I'm trying to figure out. See, I see this red one, red one, red one. None of these red ones are close together, so obviously the move isn't with the red ones. I see a lot of yellow. Ah, here it is. Okay, then I can do this. What was the point that I was trying to make? Just that I am terrible at self-health. And that's not to say that, like, everyone needs to be awesome to themselves and, like, treat themselves or, you know, spoil themselves. But I honestly, I mean, because you absolutely can. Like, you can get fat, you can be a jerk, you can be egotistical, but, there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. I don't know. This might legitimately just be a problem that only I have, but I feel like, that's how it was in, like, Disney movies or whatnot. Like, people having terrible self-worth and then, magically being able to show off how awesome they are somehow. Or proving that they were needed all along. All this junk, mumbo-jumbo. The only thing that I learned about Disney shows, is actually Disney movies specifically, is that lying never works. Specifically the act of trying to blend in or be popular or pretend to be something that you're not. And this is one of the life lessons that I learned early on in life, and was able to understand in the Disney movies when I watched them. So I didn't learn them from the Disney movies, but I was able to understand them, is that if you pretend to be something that you're not, you're eventually going to get found out. You're not going to enjoy it the time while you were doing it, and you're going to be back where you started, but having wasted time and energy, and now people know that you're a liar. So always do what you want, pretend, or don't pretend. Do the things that you want, be the person that you are, and people will gravitate towards you. You will be surrounded by like-minded people, I suppose. And the problem is that I am trying to do that, but at the same time, I'm sort of failing and succeeding because, I guess the kind of person that I am is antisocial, and so I will never be surrounded by antisocial people because they're antisocial too. I don't know. So it's just this sort of weird situation where I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, I don't know what I should be doing, but I will always busy myself. And that's a bad place to be. I'm just kind of not really sure what to do about it or where to go. I do know that I've been doing this for a long time, and usually these don't go for this long. And the other terrible thing is that I haven't solved anything. I haven't, I didn't expect to come up with a solution during this talk, but I wish to convey more than just that I am at a loss for what to do, but perhaps simply, acknowledging, acceptance is the first step, as they say, whatever that means. I don't know if this is something to overcome or learn from, or I don't know. But I wish that there was a way that, I could get hired as a voice actor for something, because then I would meet with other actors or people that are interested in a topic or something, and start having those connections, and then be called to do more voices for things, and being seen, and it just keeps snowballing from there. Once you're part of a project that's interesting or big enough, people will continuously keep on. And oh my goodness, this is bringing it back to one of the topics that I forgot about. The whole part that you need to be a celebrity in order to do stuff. And this is one of those questions where people ask, like, would you want to be a celebrity? And I always say no. I do not want to be popular. I do not care. I do not want to be known. If there's anything that I've learned, it's that being famous is just annoying, and people will always be at your throat. All this stuff, people have their own opinions and make up stories about you, and it's just bad. It's just bad news. Bad news bears. But the thing is that unfortunately think that I need to be famous in order to actually do any of the stuff that I want or care about, which I legitimately hate. I hate the prospect of, one, having to work for it, and two, even getting there, even being there. The fact that I, will eventually have this community of followers, of like people that, see me as a god or whatever. I hate that. I don't want that, because I am just a normal person. The other thing is that I legitimately don't know if I have the ability to do so, because I do not have a personality which people would like and enjoy and would listen to constantly, or, Are you freaking kidding me? Okay. I think that's where I'm gonna end it. This has just been a bunch of disappointment, anger, and just kind of bleh, But maybe it was good for me to barf this out, to actually get it out of my system, out of my mind, my mouth, my body. Thank you, everyone, for 100 subscribers. Looking forward to more. I know I did something more interesting with my 10 and 20 and 50, but I feel like this is neat. This is a long time coming. I would absolutely love to get back into doing compilations and montages and just whatnot, but I think I need to unbusy myself first. And that doesn't come with prioritizing something as the most important thing and only focusing on that, but eliminating things that are distracting or not as important. And I don't know what that is. I don't know how to do that, but that's my current position. Everything that I have given is the way it is, the way I am, and how it is. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you're looking forward to whatever is next. My name is David. I'm going by Sparrow now. Oh, that's something that maybe I'll do another video describing how I got into Sparrow. This is Bekamarari signing off.